everybody, and welcome to Spectral Esports Season 1 of the league that they're hosting at the moment. And we have Venatus Tempus versus Solar Z. I do so believe, and we're going to be going into the poll. We're going to get right into it, no dilly-dallying around, because we already have been delayed a little bit. And personally, I'm very excited because us production staff kind of have a bit of skin in this game with Unsightly Goon on the side of Venatus Tempest here. So, how are you feeling going into this game, Nurazi?
Well, I always like to see Goon either feed his ass off or carry the match, so we're gonna see how that's gonna go for them.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting, especially with his hyperdive comp coming out from Venatus Tempest. In fact, from both teams, kind of a bit of a divey comp with the Sigma Ball for Solar Z. How do you think these comps are going to interact?
Well, both comps play very similar, right? One comp has a Sigma, but the other has a Diva, but neither of them really want to go in. But already a pick starting us off here.
Yeah, already Color gonna get that kill. Unsightly Goon getting slapped up and Bad Player winning out in that aerial duel. Well played from them. Unsightly Goon dropping very low. Gonna have to go to a Mega Pack as Bad Player is just in the backline causing absolute destruction, and Cole is gonna get caught out. And first cap is gonna go the way of Venatus Tempest pretty decisively.
Yeah, definitely. The Tracer on the ground wins their duel, the Pharah in the air wins their duel, and after that, when you don't have the DPS, it's so hard to push in, and now the defending Pharah is just gonna have such an advantage here, it's gonna be so hard for them to push in.
Yeah, Bad Player also having a lot of charge towards that ult already. Unsightly Goon is gonna get swept up again. Antied a little bit, dropping a little bit low here. Is Midori here on the flank now, looking for a way in, taking a little duel against Color here, but only Color's gonna be able to get that Mega Pack, so they're all gonna drop a little bit low now. Midori still kind of just poking and prodding here as Chief in the air now, doing a lot of damage to the back line, but gonna have to back off here. Not really able to go for that kill just yet. Another sleep onto Unsightly Goon, really getting pressured out here. Nano onto the far, it's looking good now for Bad Player, dropping in that barrage. It is gonna find one kill there onto BJB, and Bad Player gonna follow up with two. Gun almost getting four there as Bad Player taking them out by storm.
Yeah, Bad Player didn't do necessarily an amazing job of controlling space and denying them from walking in, but maybe that was their plan all along. Let them walk in, nano the Pharah, and with the nano boosted Pharah, putting in so much damage, just winning the fight outright.
Exactly, just bait him in. That boy, though, with some very nasty shots on that Ana, is going to take down Cersei there on that Mercy. So that's going to stall out Illusion just for a little bit longer here. As you can see the positioning just from Venatus Tempest here. They're not very afraid of this Pharah, to be honest. Even sitting outside of the point. So pretty ballsy positioning from them. And Napboy even just kind of acting as a Pharah counter. Very ballsy play from them, I suppose. Midori here gonna get pressured up by Unsightly Goon, forced to take that Mega, and Color again is just hunting Midori, just taking that duel over and over again. Diva Bomb is gonna go in, not gonna find anything. Chief drops Napboy very early, as well as a Flux from BJB, doing some good damage, but no kills just yet. Oh, but good minds from Unsightly Goon is gonna cost BJB their life. Chief is holding on to his barrage here, gonna want to be dropping that one pretty soon, but Color dropping Cole is already kind of looking a little bit lost for Illusion Z Zola, unless Chief can say something about it. Barrage goes in, is going to catch that Diva. Now, well played from them, and the point is going to go the way of Illusion Z Solar.
Definitely, but even then, Venatus Tempus had 5 ults in the beginning of that fight, and now they have 2 almost free with that barrage, while the enemy team has none. That might just be enough for them to break this wide open.
Yeah, they do have quite a nice ult advantage here. They have this Nana, which could go into Bad Player, and then a barrage is kind of all it's going to take here. Color is again dueling this Midori here, Tracer on the side. Color gonna get chased out, however, taking a lot of damage. Isn't quite gonna fall, is gonna fall actually to Midori. Securing that kill as Bad Player again, taking the aerial batter, is gonna get nanoed up. Looking to do some damage, gonna Rocket Blast in onto the backline, but the sleep dart from Lucerne is so on point. Hijack trying to pick up the slack with the Bellaster, isn't quite able to, as Bad Player gonna awake from the slumber. Pick up that kill. Rez is going to go through onto Lucerne, however, and with the kill onto Hijack there from BJB, it is going to be turnable here, as the percentage is still going up here for Illusion Z Solar. Bad Player is going to have their barrage online. Spetoxic also has his Diva Bomb, could be dropped in at any second here. Chasing the Mercy, as Color is going to find both the Pharah and the Mercy. Well played from them. Barrage is going to come in, and before it can get eaten, it's going to find two. So it's looking like Venatus Tempest are finally going to flip this point here and even dealing with Cole.
Yeah, if that barrage wasn't enough just by itself, a res actually came out on that boy during all of that chaos too. so that would be very hard to try to push into.
Yeah, just a good play from bad player to get those 2 kills before the D.Va could even react to eat it early. So yeah, the Pharah play from both teams was pretty decent, but I do think Venatus Tempest had the better Pharah in bad player at the beginning, and Color just did a great job of just constantly pressuring Midori and not really letting them pressure the backline that was Natboy. Just very good play. Natboy was pretty much just on easy street that entire round.
Yeah, Natboy, I think we saw it too, like at times they could just be this anti-air Ana, which you don't get to see too often, because Ana usually gets really pressured out, but with the enemy team running something very akin to a full dive, I don't think Natboy is gonna have as easy of a time anymore.
No, I doubt it. And there is very, very little PO here for Venatus Tempest. So we're going to have to see how they do. But a big opening from bad player. That is the kind of set that you need. Cersei is going to have that res, however. But at the very least, there is no res later. And Cole, already 5 HP, diving in. Just gets blown up before the engage even comes out here. Chief is trying to get that aerial duel going. Not going to work out for them just yet. Unsullied Goon dropping very low on point, but is going to be able to get out alive. BJB pressuring out for Toxic here. A good anti is going to force them to back away here. Tracer going in the backline, but BJB doing nicely to keep everybody alive and well here. Color is driving to the point here as bad players just raining in damage from afar. Again, pretty much completely uncontested. The dive is going to come in here as Chief is going to get dropped by the nade of Natboy. Res trying to come through, but bad player does well to deny it. But with Venatus Tempest just taking out everybody they see here, it's looking tough if you're a Solo Z fan. As Toxic is going to find Midori. Hijack is going to rise up Natboy. So Ana is back in the fight, but it doesn't really seem to make too big of a difference here as Venatus Tempest just slowly killing everybody. But 27% for Solo Z isn't too bad.
Definitely not too bad, but if you look at the ultimates right here, we have almost everything online. Hijack actually did use their, what do you call that? Valkyrie. Yeah, Valkyrie. But other than that, everything else is online or is going to be very soon. So this next fight is going to be very action-packed.
Yeah, Nano Monkey engage, very nicely done. They're gonna find Natboy very early, but they don't deny the res. That's a bit of a misplay there from Cole. Popping that Primo now, gonna jump straight up. So Toxic with that D.Va bomb, forcing him back, but they are gonna get the count to the baby D.Va. Chief is gonna fall now to the D.Va bomb. A nice sleep again from Natboy. Has been hitting those pretty much on cooldown. Hijack dropping a little bit low, isn't gonna get found. Unsightly Goon dropping those mines on point. Midori just weaving through them is able to get out alive. Bad player going and has his barrage online. Doesn't choose to expand it just yet. Cole, again, very low HP, is going to get healed up by Lucen. Kept alive, just barely. Bad player, still looking for an opening. D-suits a D.Va. That could be the green light to go here. Chief is going to drop Natboy, and bad player does find Cole. Res onto Natboy as well, as Unsullied Goon slamming into the backline, pressures out that baby D.Va. Well done from them. Bad player diving into the backline as well. Barrage finally coming out, gets the backline, so finally it looks like Venatus Tempest is going to take this, but it's another 25%. For Solo Z, so they keep kind of just letting the point get flipped.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I love this. They do allow them to get point, understanding they don't have great point pressure. If you just fight on point, you might lose, but I feel like they're taking way too long to actually capitalize on it. It's very tight, while Venatus Tempest has won every fight so far.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot closer than it should be. Midori, gotta be careful where you're standing there, buddy. Gotta back up a little bit. Pulse bomb in from Color. Isn't going to find a huge amount here, as they're going to be pressured out here now by Chief, and Cole just gets evaporated, not even alive for a second in that backline. Cersei is going to get slept up, should be okay. Good sleep onto Unsightly Goon, is going to relieve that pressure just for a moment. Good bash onto Color. Unsightly Goon is going to get found by Chief, so Illusion do have a way in here. They've taken the spear off of the spearhead off of the spear of Venatus Tempest here. Chief does have the copy available should they choose to go to it. Nano Monkey in. Oh, but a good Nano onto bad player in response keeps him alive. Cole is going to find Napo, however, and bad player dropping very low. Point is going to flip again for Illusion. The Solar and Midori with a very nice double stick onto the pharmacy. Not 100% sure how that one happened, and finally Illusion Z Solar looked like they're cleaning it up.
Definitely looks like it, and even though they haven't won a single fight yet, just through better point pressure and playing the actual objective which you're supposed to play through, this is coming down to last fight territory for both teams here.
Yeah, at the end of the day, Overwatch is a game of objectives, so you are going to have to play around this a little bit. Bad player is going to have their ult available here, as yeah, the monkey here, Cole, is going into the backline here. Bad player could drop this ult in the defensive manner. The D.Va bomb isn't going to find anything. Chief drops inside Lagoon, again falling first in this fight to Chief. Not a great look for inside Lagoon here. So the Toxic is going to find Cole. That's a good response. Inside Lagoon finding another. Someone has to touch here as the D.Va is going to get on point. The support line here standing in a bit of a precarious spot here as eventually the barrage getting dropped here is going to find Cersei very, very early here. Color cleaning up Lucerne after the damage from the barrage. It's looking good for Venatus Tempus here. Color does still have this post bomb just to clean up any kind of stragglers here on the point. Bad player is still alive and is still making it happen though. A lot of damage here as people are falling left, right, and center. Default Stick not going to find anything, and Hijack gonna send Midori to the grave here as it just looks like staggers now for Solar Z, and it doesn't look like they're gonna be even able to touch here. Color does get swept up, but 2-0 to Tempus Venatus there.
Yeah, Venatus Tempus take it home for the first map, but that's not it yet. I do believe it's a best of 5 series where the team that gets 3 map wins first progresses or gets a point on the scoreboard.
So yeah, Venatus Tempus do take that first map, and both teams kind of favoring the kind of pharmacy kind of, or more kind of ball hyperdive kind of comps, which I think is kind of interesting because usually you'd, especially on Shrine, I feel like you'd usually see brawl comps with like the Mei McCree or Mei Reaper. So why do you think these teams are opting for the more high mobility Sigma ball pharmacy kind of comps?
Well, I can't really be sure what's going on in like scrims or how they're practicing, but in general in the meta at the moment, most teams prefer some of these higher mobile comps, right? Like you can have some of these slower moving, more brawl looking team compositions, but you can't get as many fights with them potentially. While some of these faster, more mobile comps, you can choose your engagement, you can pick when you go in, when you don't go in. Like the faster the pace, if you can actually capitalize on that pace that's created, you can potentially do really, really well. Like we kind of saw here, Venatus Tempus pull off.
Yeah, I do agree. I think that those dive comps, they're just a little bit better if you can play them well, but the playing them well part can be a little bit tricky sometimes. Last Tempest did look quite good though, and they were enabling bad player on that far as often as they could. So it was just good play from them just to enable their kind of DPS players, I suppose, both of them performing quite well in color and bad player. And we're going to be moving to Eichenwald next. So how do you think this is going to play out? Do you think we're going to see any brawl, or do you think these teams are going to stick to the more mobile comps?
I think Eichenwald, or especially like the first part of Eichenwald, like we know, Eichenwald is a quote-unquote hybrid map, which means you first fight for a control point, then you push a payload. That initial control point, you don't necessarily need some of these really fast-paced, high mobile comps, especially if you're on defense. You just need to sit there, tidy up, bunker down, and just make sure the enemy team can't get to there or get to the point. Which is why we usually see some more brawlier and slower comps here.
Yeah, I definitely think that could be very likely. I wouldn't be surprised if I saw some double shield, maybe some Torbjorn, and nope, he's gonna prove us wrong and go again for these kind of high mobility comps. We are gonna see some double bubble coming out from Solar Z as well. I feel that double bubble is probably one of the hardest comps to run efficiently, and the times I have seen it run, it just hasn't worked out. Do you think Solar or Z Solar are gonna be able to pull off this kind of big brain double bubble, or do you think it's gonna just fall to the raw damage output? Venatus Tempest is just kind of more basic hyperdive.
Well, the thing with Double Bubble is the longer the fight goes on, the more bubbles the Zarya can get on. And the biggest problem they've had, Cole just dies a little bit too early in these fights. And if you give Cole the bubble, they can't get CC'd, they can't take as much damage. And this might just be exactly what they need to start rolling.
Yeah, maybe because, yeah, Cole is just kind of going to need to be pocketed out of their minds, because if they're not, and if Cole dies early, Double Bubble just falls apart so quickly. So we're going to have to see how this works out here. Cole is just going to pressure inside Lagoon ever so slightly there. Chief also, the battle for the skies here, is going to go on. Inside Lagoon gets a slam with the Cole. Cole already kind of isolated, getting chased in the backline. Is going to find Napboy before they get found. It's a 2-for-1 trade in favor of Venatus here, as it does look like Z Solar don't really want anything to do with this at the moment. Just kind of poking and prodding in that choke. Napboy going to get raised up, so it's almost like Cole didn't even die from the first place, to be honest. And yeah, it's going to be Venatus Tempest holding strong for at least the remainder of the time. And BJB getting found, that is really rough.
Yeah, that's not really what you want to see. Res did not get denied, unfortunately, by Goon there, but they're probably gonna go in again.
Yeah, it's more the charge I'd be worried about there. The rest isn't going to restore the charge, so I'd still be a little bit worried. But Cole here is just going to walk up a little bit. Does still have this jump, but it's only half HP. So, oh, uses the bubble and then jumps in. It's going to get a lot of damage, so does get swept up and burst down eventually. Chief does have his copy available. He's going to copy up that Tracer. Just a little Izzy here is going to find Unsightly Goon, and Chief is going to find Hijack. So some good kills going both ways. And now a good stick from Juicy Little Izzy onto the bad player, and a nice stick from Chief here is gonna take down Napboy. Just pulse bomb kills galore here for Illusion Z Solar, as they are gonna take this point with a decent time bank here, 5 minutes.
5 minutes, an excellent time, I'd say. Like, usually when you get to push the first point, you only have 4 minutes, and they have 5 minutes to push the payload phase, which arguably can be a bit easier, especially if Unsightly Goon drops early here.
Yeah, there's definitely some decent snowball potential here. However, Bad Player does have this barrage, and we've seen how patient they can be with it. And Slightly Goon is going to get raised up there. No big problems. Chief going to take a lot of damage here. Bad Player hitting these flicks. Diva Bomb now coming in from Spitoxic. Isn't going to find anything. Does do a good job zoning. Going for the remake kill. Isn't going to find it onto Chief. As Chief is going to be able to drop Bad Player here. So no barrage available for Venatus Tempus. Res is also down as it was used early in the fight onto Unsightly Goon here. And Illusion Z Solar, they have a really good positioning. Cersei even able to find color. That's not something you'd see every day, but Illusion Z Solar even in a really good spot now.
Yeah, this fight may be looking back and forward. No one seems to be winning out, but the payload just being pushed all this time.
Yeah, the Nano Barrage is eventually going to come out, going to get killed by Chief. Res is going to be attempted, is going to come out partially in thanks to that Valkyrie now, as there's so many kills going back and forth here. Lucen is going to find that decent suit, but Bad Player again finding one, and Color finding another. Juicy Little Izzy is going to find Spitoxic, but it's little reconciliation here because it does look like Venatus Tempest are finally going to stabilize and stop that snowball.
Yeah, definitely. Instead of like spreading this map out over 2 to 3 fights, because of how this first fight went, because Goon dropped early and couldn't really contest, it's just one fight here to finish this phase of the payload. Then you go to point 3.
Yeah, not very long left at all to be. Well, I mean, they have 3 minutes and they have a good few ults, but 2 minutes already gone from that time bank here, as it does look like they're going to be rotating into Castle now. Illusion trying to switch it up a little bit. They're going to have to run to Unsightly Goon, who has these mines though, so not quite the ideal position here. A lot of damage done, but no kills confirmed. So Illusion do seem to be weathering the storm, at least for the meantime here, as more pressure inside this castle. You really don't want to be in here, but Cole is going to pop that monkey ult here. The Diva Bomb does force them away here. So much damage onto Spitoxic, just gets demaxed immediately again. Color is going to find Lucerne now with that sticky bomb here, as Napboy gets pressured out of the fight by Cole on this monkey, and eventually with the help of Oates here, Illusion are going to take a fight that wasn't looking too hard for them, but Bad Player has something to say about it. They have this barrage online, but they're already dropped so low. Yeah, that's a nano you're going to kind of want back here. BJB is still hanging on to the point, and eventually Illusion are going to cap the second point here.
They do cap, and they have 4 minutes, or almost 4 minutes remaining again. It's a lot.
Yeah, they got a wow, man. They got a wow.
They got a while. Like, I think they could probably get off the payload, get a sandwich, get a drink or something, and then keep pushing it, and they still have time to finish the map. So we're gonna see. Are they gonna capitalize on it, or is this as far as they're gonna push?
Yeah, they do have this Nano Monkey and the grab, so they have a lot to work with here. Bad Player trying to focus down Cole in the backline. As Unsightly Goon goes in completely isolated here. They try to mirror the double bubble, but they just have such an ult disadvantage. I don't think it ever works out for them. A good grab is going to catch two. The bubble doesn't do much here, and it's just looking like Illusion Z are just going to absolutely steamroll them here. And yeah, I commend that they try to do that comp swap, but double bubble is all about ults, and obviously if you're just swapping onto a comp, you're going to be at an ult disadvantage.
Yeah, it's not only that. That is very true, but double bubble, contrary to what people think, it does have a monkey, but you actually don't necessarily want to initiate fights very fast. You don't want to just dive into them and try to find a pick. 99% of the time, it doesn't work, or it isn't worth it. You're looking for these prolonged fights. You're looking to send your monkey to, as people call it, soft engage, where you don't hard dive in to try to force kills or force resources. You just soft dive, get some bubble energy, get a little bit of space, fall back, do that a couple of times before the actual fight starts, and your Zarya is gonna be so charged.
Yeah, exactly. Double bubble. It's all about ult. It's all about charge. It's all about the nanos as well. As soon as you build up nano, that's kind of that's kind of the go signal. To be honest, you nano that monkey, monkey goes in, builds up primal, monkey primals, and you pretty much have an invincible monkey for what feels like an eternity. So that is kind of what you're trying to play around, and no ults available for Venatus Tempest because of that swap. So not gonna do too hot. And then obviously BJB gets charged up, gets a grab. It's all happy once you get your ults, but it's all about getting those ults online, which is kind of what teams struggle with. And what do you think of this kind of dive brawl style coming out from Venatus Tempest?
I kinda like it, to be honest. It's not really what I expected from them, but the Reaper makes a lot of sense. If you know the enemy team is gonna run the same thing, Reaper shoots once, Bubble is dead. Reaper shoots 2 to 3 more times and the monkey is gone.
Yeah, definitely as well. Yeah, they're going to be going in for this aggression. They don't want ults to be able to build up here as Color going in deep. Gonna find BJB very, very early, but Juicy Little Izzy is gonna take out Napboy, so it's gonna be very hard to sustain if you're Venatus Tempest now without those heals, and so much damage now coming out from Bad Player and Color. More kills, a nice little fist to the face there from Bad Player as one tick now taken for Venatus Tempest, and it doesn't look like Solo Izzy are gonna be able to contest it. And yeah, I really like this comp swap from Venatus Tempest.
I do like it a lot too. You see Cole just doing so much on the monkey, you just shut it down. You counter pick against it, you do what's necessary. And this kind of rush team comp, or I think it's called like Shanghai dive or something. Some people refer to this comp because you dive as a team with your entire team, including the backline support.
Yeah, it's pretty much just 6 people potting onto one person. There isn't really a counterplay for that, and Juicy Little Izzy is gonna get that kill. No res available for Venatus Tempest, and they're all just boxed inside of this room, or rather it's Cole boxed in with them here. Cole kind of overstays their welcome there. He's gonna give Venatus Tempest a door back in here because they evened it out here. Color is gonna take a lot of damage, but it's alright for now. A good defensive nade now, gonna ensure everybody gets healed up. Now Unsightly Goon doesn't want a piece of that action anyways, as Juicy Little Izzy is dropping down to the point now. No plus 1 available, so not the deadliest person ever, and Lucent does have his nano available. Cole almost has his primal, so we may see the nano monkey into primal here as Cole is going to find Hijack very early. Bad Player also getting dropped, and Sulligan is going to get a nice boop onto Lucent as Death Blossom now coming out on the point. Diva Bomb laughed as well, so a lot of zoning here as Color getting dropped very, very low here. Is gonna get found in the end. Yeah, 4 members of Solar Z chasing, and eventually it does look like they've kind of halted the offense here.
Yeah, look at these swaps that are coming in too. We see a swap off the brig here, and when the enemy monkey is jumping in, when Goon is going in, you get it denied in the same way. And Zarya can't really do a lot against the Reaper, so what do? You swap it to the off tank that can just eat infinite amount of damage.
Yeah, that's a big stick though. Is gonna go out onto Unsightly Goon, who is gonna get dropped by the residual damage from Lucerne here, as it does look like another good defense for Solar Z if Cole doesn't die here, but dropping very low, but he's gonna ult and turn onto Bad Player here, who duplicates that monkey, as it does seem like BJB is gonna find Hijack as well, so a 2-man disadvantage for Venatus Tempest here. Still looking to fight this. Some good juggling now from Bad Player, going on to Lucerne, doing a lot of damage, but not quite securing the kill yet as they get the defensive nade off. 2 kills are coming in here for Venatus Tempest, and now the rally is popped from Circine here. It's a 3-on-3 now, I do believe, as the kills are slowly accruing here for Venatus Tempest here, as Unsightly Goon looks to go back in here. A good boop isn't going to secure the kill onto Lucerne, who has his nano available now. A good Diva Bomb coupled with a bash. The death of Unsightly Goon here. Defensive beat from Hijack to keep her free alive. Diva Bomb from Spetex is looking good as they're gonna find Lucent. Lucent does get the nano off before, I believe. I'm not quite sure who that went on to. It does look like it went on to Cole, actually, who is still alive in this backline, not able to get the primal up in time, as it does look like Venatus Tempest finally kind of just snuffing out Solar Z.
If I'm not completely mistaken, I think the nano boost actually went on Chief there, but it never arrived, so it just got disappeared in thin air.
Yeah, it's possible. Unsightly Goon asleep, staring at their own death here. Isn't going to get found, though. Juicy Little Izzy does drop Color with that pulse bomb, so a good opener for them, as it is currently 1-for-1 on the point here. A lot of damage going both ways. Cole dropping into the back line, but Napboy does have that race from the getaway. He is dropped very low again, though, but somehow hanging on for dear life is the Moira of Venatus Tempus. In the meantime, BJB is going to find Unsightly Goon, traded out by Bad Player, but a big Diva Bomb from Spetoxic finds the backline of Solar Z here, a copy from Bad Player as well. They look sure to secure the point here as a Diva Bomb onto point isn't going to do a whole lot. Hijack is going to be tribute to the Sun God, as it does seem that Venatus Tempus are finally going to be able to push it past second point, unless the Tracer's anything to say about it, but no, they're finally going to cap it.
They do push it in the end. Not quite with the same comeback, but in the end. So these fights are so intense. They're just a back-to-back-to-back fighting. And it never stops.
Yeah, both these teams playing such a high mobility comp that it's pretty much just non-stop. We already see Cole swap to the Reinhardt. How do you feel about that swap?
I feel like it's not a bad idea, especially in some of these closer quarters. If you wanna fight us, you have to get close to us. You might think if you're Cole, and that's exactly what you wanna play this.
Yeah, and Siley Goon dropping very low early. A good nano onto Cole is just going to secure, it's just going to give them the courage to just run in. Nano Reinhardt rally. They aren't going to get a whole lot of kills, but they are going to get a whole lot of space here. As Napboy also going to get taken out by BJB, and that's pretty decisive fight now.
We see some swaps coming in here from Venatus, Tempus too. Ryan is one of those characters where if you have a Ryan on one team, you kind of have to mirror it almost, because otherwise the enemy Ryan is just gonna get free swings, free shatters. It's kind of like a Widowmaker. The only way to deal with it is to mirror it a lot of the time.
Yeah, Collar is going to be on this Kree as well, and early coalescence now from Napboy. They're looking to bring the aggression here. There's a lot of pressure onto Lucen here. Cole going to pin in with the Diva Bomb, so they have that to help them. The beat is going to help Venatus Tempus here to sustain. High noon from Juicy Little Izzy. No shield from Unsightly Goon. Going to need to back up. Mayoed as well from Chief. It's going to freeze up too, but either the kills get confirmed here as Bad Player is going to fall to the Blizzard. Unsightly Goon is going to get antied up and pressured out quite a bit here. Good Diva Bomb is going to come in. No kills from it though, but a good amount of space, and Juicy Little Izzy hitting some nice shots there onto Hijack, as it's looked like Venatus Tempus are going to be sent packing here. Only a minute and 20 left on the time bank for them.
It feels like Venatus Tempus are just playing catch-up. The enemy team are just swapping to team composition, and they just have to catch up all the time. They swap to Diva, we have to swap to Diva. They pick Reinhardt, we have to pick Reinhardt and Mei too. It's this constant uphill battle, it feels like.
Yeah, if you keep swapping, you're never really going to have the ult advantage. Unsightly Goon, though, is going to have the shadow available. Cole is also going to have theirs, and also Venatus Tempus have a Baptiste, so they are going to have that lamp advantage because Lucen is still on this on an early high noon from Color. Is going to get walled. Shadow not going to find much, but that's a big high noon!
Oh.
But the Shadow from Cole denies it all. The Shadow to win them all here is Lucen even going to drop that nano onto Color. Color really wants to get something done. Oh, Cole, sorry, wants to get something done, and they're going to get a DMAC and a kill onto Bad Player for it, as they're just going to pile forward now and get all the kills in the world. And Venatus Tempus, they're out of steam and they're out of ults. They only really have 30 seconds left and only 2 ults really.
Yeah, this Mayotte is gonna have to come in huge. It's gonna have to come in huge fast, because if they finish the map, but in overtime, they can no longer win, but only draw it out. So they have to pull the trigger fast here if they want to have any chance of winning.
Yeah, and they're even fighting into 4 ults at the side of Solar Z. They're gonna need a miracle. Double ults out early here. High noon, Diva Bomb getting lapped up. The lamp is gonna come in clutch. Now the May ult from Chief is gonna get eaten. Bad Player with getting their May ult eaten. Apologies, and you said it needed to come up big, and it's not gonna come out at all here. Oh man, what an eat from BJB, just absolutely tucking Venatus into their coffins here, as Hijack is going to stall for a moment, but all they're really going to do is pad Chief stats here, and Solar Z looking good on the Brawl comp.
Yeah, Illusion Z Solar coming in so huge here. It's completely different to what we just saw on Nepal. It went from being, they went from being wiped 2-0 to practically dominating right now.
Yeah, they looked very dominant on that defense with that Brawl comp, especially, to be honest. Especially their DPS players are just pretty much constantly popping off here for Illusion Z Solar, just doing very good. Bad Player and Collar just looking unstoppable right now.
I definitely agree with you on that one. It's quite a sight to behold, and surprisingly, which you don't get to see too often, but it's actually very close between both teams so far.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Both teams just seeming very evenly matched on side League and Cole, kind of going tit for tat on that kind of main tank role. And as I highlighted, the DPS players of both teams doing very good. Chief and bad player, both just kind of going back and forth in those kill feeds constantly. And we do look to be going to Junkertown next, so that's not a very good brawl comp. So I'd say we're going to see more high mobility. Who do you think is kind of getting the better end of the more high mobility divey comps?
Well, for the most part, at the very least, it seems like it's a bit of both. Like both the teams do have their own success, like during different parts of the map. Like on Eichenwald, it was just the game of Illusion Z Solar. They just, um, how can you put it? They just did better, quite frankly. While on
Hmm.
Nepal, Venatus Tempus did a better job.
Don't forget to swap the team names as well before you get into the lobby, because
Yeah,
teams have swap sides here.
I cannot actually do that. So that
I
is
guess we'll
a
never know.
bit of a problem.
Oh well. Well, we can just say it to chat, I suppose. Just be aware that teams have swapped sides, and it's gonna be Illusion Z Solar, blue, and Venatus Tempest in red now. So that's well, I mean, maybe someone could just retype them. I don't know. I don't. I'm not even in the game right now, to be honest. I'm just watching from a clean feed. So we'll have to see, anyways. But coming into Junkertown, do you think maybe we could see some pirate ship? I feel like it's such a like it was very, very popular when Junkertown first came out, but it kind of fizzled out. But I still think it's pretty good. I still think it could work, to be honest.
It's it's not a strategy you see too often, especially because like well, long range like DPS and long range comps usually win out, quite frankly. Um, and when you have situations like this, you usually want the Widow, you usually want the Hanzo because how can I put it? If you have a Bastion that's just sitting on the payload, can't peek, and there's just a Hanzo that's jiggle peeking him every time, the Bastion can't do anything. And unless you get a lot of distance on the payload before they actually start poking you out, it's not gonna work too well. And with the introduction, or well, quote unquote introduction, we haven't really seen a lot of Bastion since Ball came out. Because Ball can just do such a good job of just dancing around the payload and not letting it get pushed.
Mhm. So yeah, probably unlikely to see, but you never know. Who knows? Maybe we'll be gifted it, but I do think that double sniper is probably what we're gonna be seeing mostly, especially when you have DPS players of such high caliber on both teams. I'd say it's pretty likely, but do you think teams are gonna opt for dive or double shield? I feel like that's probably the real debate then. Do you think people are gonna have dive or double shield, or maybe even Sigma Ball?
I feel like we're gonna see double shield, or at the very least Orisa, but these teams seem to really like to play some of these, like, I wouldn't say unorthodox as much as just like comps we don't see too often, quite frankly.
Hmm. I suppose
And
all our questions will be answered in about 30 seconds, but
yeah,
yeah, we'll be waiting a little bit just to get into it. What's your personal favorite comp to run on Junkertown? Do you have a preference?
well, being somewhat of a Widowmaker player myself, I always love to see some high-level Widowmaker gameplay. But
Mm.
Genji has somewhat fallen out of the meta, and it's been a hot second since I've seen a huge nano blade, or just a huge blade coming in and just carrying their team. And we saw a little bit of a sneak peek of that during the quote-unquote warm-up phase, but that does not seem like what we're going to see. It's just pure standard Zen Baptiste, double sniper, double barrier for both teams.
Yeah, we also saw Midori on Hog, so maybe we won't be seeing those kind of warm-up picks. But in case you forgot, though, the teams have swapped sides. The colors are a little bit scuffed right now, so it is going to be Illusion, Z Solar starting on the defense, not Venatus Tempest, and Venatus Tempest in red starting on the offense. Both teams, however, opting for completely mirror comps. So you are right. We're gonna be seeing some, hopefully, high-quality Widow play.
Hopefully, yeah, and Izzy here taking a bit of a unorthodox angle. You see it sometimes in comp, but I don't feel like we see it too often here.
Yeah, maybe they're just looking to bring out some pub strats, do some pub stomping. we are going to see Zens from both teams. So the shield break is going to be very high, but no res is available. So if once you win that sniper duel, you've won that sniper duel. And speaking of winning that sniper duel, Color is going to take out the head of Juicy Little Izzy here. Cole does take out their counterpart in the Orisa. Not quite a sniper duel, but still equally as important as the main tank is now gone for Venatus Tempus. So they're going to just have to wait around a little bit until Unsightly Goon has returned, which they have now. So yeah, the mind games have kind of already gone underway with these snipers.
Definitely have gone underway, but it's gonna be so hard to push them off the Saigon. Sigma usually can just walk up the stairs like they're doing right now and just force them back. And that's kind of what we see here, but pick already going on.
Yeah, bad player getting a little bit overexcited there. Is Juicy Little Izzy also going to find Hijack, and now Midori finding Unsightly Goon, so just a kind of barrage of picks, and Midori again making it happen, finds Natboy, now hunting for the Widow. This is a very aggressive play from Midori, almost chasing the Widow to the spawn door, is going to get punished for that, as eventually it does look like Illusion Z, Solar on the defense are kind of stabilizing a little bit, but they are still one man down here because of Midori's antics.
Does seem like it for now, yeah, but the payload is not really moving a lot. Unsightly Goon trying to push it up, but it's almost been 1 minute and 30 seconds, and we've barely pushed it past the first choke.
Yeah, Midori does have this dragon online. It's not going to be the best in this kind of wide open second half of the map, but a good pull is going to set it up. Bad player taking out the head of Lucerne, and then Midori. It's not bad player's turn to just kind of pop off a little bit. Juicy Little Izzy is going to take down Hijack's lamp, but Natboy answering back by taking Juicy Little Izzy out of the fight. And it does look like Venatus Tempus are going to make it happen. Cersei does take out their counterpart Natboy, but it doesn't mean a whole lot, as second point unlocked with 4 minutes 30 on the time bank.
Yeah, that's a lot of time, and we actually see the main tank and off tank coming in, actually pushing forward, trying to establish some space here for Venatus Tempus, and we even see the infra set here to facilitate it. It's
Yeah, these
definitely
high ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, the high ground control is very important here, and we can see that as Venatus Tempus are pushing out into that early here. Solar Z are kind of fighting for it, but a good window is going to do so much damage. A good pull with the bongo into the trench isn't going to get a whole lot done as Cole getting deleted. There's so many ults for Venatus Tempus here, just absolutely unloading into that tight corridor, and that is so many kills and very dominant fight, but can you be surprised when they use that many ults?
Yeah, Gravity Flux into Hanzo Dragon is a very lethal combo. If you use Trance, if you use Lamp individually, it's not going to be enough. You need to time it perfectly, which is not quite what happened, unfortunately.
Yeah, they do have Unsightly Goon's Bongo here, which is the highest win percentage ult in the game, so they are going to be trying to use that, but win percentage doesn't take into account Juicy Little Izzy hitting heads like that here, as Cersei taking down the Bongo. Bad player is going to answer onto Juicy Little Izzy. Midori finding bad player in the same second, however, as Midori kind of just trying to 1v1 the Orisa there. Not the best play in the world, as Cole does find Cersei, so at the very least it's looking like they could fight back, as BJB does take out the Toxic, their counterpart, and yeah, eventually Solar Z are going to be able to hold Venatus Tempus here and stop this kind of momentum they're building up.
Yeah, definitely, but Cole is no longer in the Orisa, which is gonna make the sniper's job from Venatus Tempus a lot easier. You no longer have just this immovable barrier almost, I can feel like, if you're playing Widow. That now instead you have a ball that can potentially power drive you.
Yeah, they could get kind of hounded out by this ball, but as long as they play with their BAP or with their Zen, and yeah, even bad players swapping over to the Kree, so the Cole ball is going to be very hard to pull off, I feel, against just the amount of CC on this side of Venatus Tempus here, with the pull, with the rock, with the flashbang. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we see Natboy go to the break just to kind of add to that. The Toxic gets caught way out of position, not quite sure how they ended up there, but kind of alone there, gets taken out by BJB here. Bad player is going to find Juicy Little Izzy with that nice little flashbang headshot, I assume, here, as they are going to get a nice little pick back, and just kind of posturing for some aggression here. And they're kind of boxed into this corridor. I don't know how much you really want to be here.
Not really sure about that one either. They are holding that little doorway there, but how long are they going to be able to be there is the question.
Yeah, it's kind of weird positioning coming out from them, as BJB is going to get that kill, and yeah, they're just kind of getting surrounded and just absolutely annihilated. So weird positioning from them, and it's going to get punished by Illusion Z Solar here, as Color is going to get dropped now by Juicy Little Izzy, and another good hold here for Illusion Z Solar.
Yeah, Izzy cleaning up in this fight, but I'm not really sure what the defending team can do here realistically, because if you think about it, the Orisa, very hard target to move. The same thing with the Sigma, unless they split up and don't stack, it's gonna be very hard for Ball to try to interact with them. And we somewhat see that here. They're all stacking together, they know Ball can't do as much against a group of people, but this EMP, quite the opposite.
Yeah, the Midori, EMP, and oh, even the Bongo gets used early. That's a prime EMP. But oh, the EMP is going to catch 3, but it doesn't catch
Oh.
Napboy and Juicy Little Izzy with the 2-man pulse bomb. That is absolutely huge here. Juicy Little Izzy is coming back in for more. Not going to find anything just yet. Midori does find color. So now it's just 2 members of Venatus Tempus here just left alone in this corridor. They do get the flashbang kill onto Juicy Little Izzy, so that could be a window back in, especially because Cersei does have this trance still available to them, so they do have an opportunity here. Cole not quite gonna go in just yet, just gonna bide their time, play a little bit staller. The flux does come out onto Cole, and do they have the damage to kill the BJB as well? Getting caught by that, didn't quite see that one as Unsightly Goon gonna drop Cersei, and eventually it does look like Venatus Tempest are gonna make it happen here in overtime.
Yeah, I think Cersei didn't expect that much damage to come in. Gravity Flux usually just brings people to half health, but with tanks, it can just be such a big hitbox. You pull them above their barriers, it's so easy to pile damage in. Potentially a bit of a miscommunication coming in from the Illusion Z Solar.
Yeah, just a little bit as well. With the EMP to open that fight from Illusion, you really wanted them to be able to win that because they were literally all boxed into a corridor, but the EMP is just a little bit off and it only catches 3, especially since it doesn't catch that Zen. For Napboy, there's just kind of an easy trance there to just completely negate anything here. Spatoxic is going to get packed up though, dropping very low. Is going to get found. The Eels aren't enough here. His bad player is going to hide in a response, but another good pulse bomb here is Color. He's going to take down Lucen. Bad player taking out BJB. A little bit baffling how his Sigma manages to die to a High Noon here, since pretty much all their abilities are good against the High Noon, as the Discord is out on Color, but no real damage done here as Cole going to get dropped, and Venatus Tempest, they're looking to steamroll here, but only 30 seconds left. There's only really one fight left that matters.
Realistically, yeah, but if they don't win this, they can potentially get some staggers in, but with that pick, it might not even be necessary.
Yeah, that's a big stagger kill to get, but the EMP is gonna get invested here. It's gonna find 6, but with no Tracer, it's hard to capitalize. Midori does find Napboy, but is that enough? That's a big question on everyone's mind here. Hijack does have this ult available to them, and Midori actually gonna get both of these supports here. Cersei does find bad players, so it's looking very good for Illusion here, as this pulse bomb goes out, finds Unsightly Goon, and Z Solar are looking good here. It is going to be a trance touch from Napboy, but as soon as it expires, there's just 6 members of Illusion here waiting, hungry to snatch up that kill here, as Cole is going to get 2 kills with his minefield just to clean up. Color trying to touch, not going to be able to, as yeah, good defense there from Illusion.
Good defense, but the payload, they get pushed almost all the way, so it's still very close. We're not gonna get a second phase of this map. It's gonna be, can Illusion see Solar push it as far, or can they not? It's basically all gonna be up to that, because it's exceedingly rare to see teams draw out these maps.
Yeah, I'd say a draw is pretty unlikely, but I do think that it is very possible here for Illusion Z Solar. Junkertown's very much a kind of DPS oriented map. It's pretty much just a DPS diff, to be honest. Like, whatever team wins usually is gonna win off the back of their DPS. You don't really see Ryan heroics or Orisa heroics too much on this map. It's pretty much just down to the DPS and how well their team can facilitate those DPS. So we are gonna, and with the DPS caliber of Illusion Z Solar, I'd say it's very, very possible here. They are gonna come out seemingly on this double shield with the Ash Hanzo, but a bit of bashing for Venatus Tempest, it would seem. How do you feel about this?
I feel like this is the forbidden strat. Are they actually trying to spawn camp them?
Yeah, they're not making it a secret they have this Bastion. Bastion's kind of stomping around in front of the spawn door, so Illusion should be aware of this.
They definitely should be, but if you look
Yeah,
at
they
the spawn,
sound it. They
yeah,
know.
they saw it, they know, yeah.
So they're very ready. I think the Ryan's just here to pin, I feel like. Cole, yeah, just gonna pin right into the Bastion. He's gonna get booped away though. The anti onto bad player with the window, helping them stay alive, but not gonna stay alive enough. And To be honest, this Bastion camp, you don't really expect it to win. You just expect it to shave off time, but it actually might be doing a little bit more than shaving off time. It doesn't look like they have the initial hold at the very least. Although this Ashe is on high ground, going to be doing a lot of damage, but not the worst resort if you're Venatus.
Not the worst result, definitely, but I feel like if you're going to die, you should die on the payload. While we're getting a bit of staggers here, if any of these players die, that might just be the payload pushing all the way to the end.
Yeah, the whole reason you play that comp is so you can get 2 fights rather than just 1. That's why you hold so close. But yeah, as you said, if anyone gets staggered out here, you're pretty much just losing the only real advantage you had of playing that comp. They're going to swap the Bastion onto a Hanzo now. Color does nearly have this high noon though. Could be looking to drop that at any second here. Midori doing a bit of pressuring, isn't going to land too much. Cole with some nice boops as Juicy Lizzie finding that kill onto Hijack. That's a huge opener to find Midori. Gonna get a little bit overzealous there. Gonna be the next onto the chopping block as High Noon now coming out. Just gonna zone BJB here a little bit. Break that shield early. So BJB, no shield now. He's gonna have to get nanoed in order to stay alive. Cole swinging around the point, doesn't get pulled. As a good rock onto inside Lagoon, gonna get dropped. No trance is able to save them now. As Juicy Little Izzy is also gonna find bad players. So it's looking very good for them. Some good shots from Juicy Little Izzy as they're just controlling the space so well. Flank from Color, not gonna find a whole lot. As Cole cleaning up on the point, it is going to be Illusion Z finding first point with 4 minutes 40 on the time bank.
Definitely, and we see a bit of a swap off here. We see a Sombra coming in here. Not really what I'd expect, but hey, if you can make it work, if you can hack Cole out like we see right now, can't get the damage in.
Yeah, they just really don't like Cole is what I'm getting from that swap there. Juicy Lizzy is still pretty much uncontested though, and the swap off the Hanzo is just going to mean Juicy Lizzy is even less contested because there's no way Sombra is killing an Ashe with a Mercy Pocket. So I don't love this swap because I think Juicy Lizzy is kind of the main issue right now, and you have even less pressure onto them without that Hanzo. So not a huge fan of it because Cole can just get hacked and walk away or just play safe and not get hacked. So BJB is taking pretty aggressive positioning here, but a big flux is going to get that. Yeah, it's going to get that Baptiste above the window, but no kills available. The lamp is going to keep everybody alive, and it is going to be Venatus Tempus here with the better flux and better just overall damage winning the fight.
Does seem like it, yeah. Both Sigma's gravity flux there, but it seems like Toxic or just Toxic, I'm not really sure about that one. He's gonna find the larger gravity flux.
Yeah, it's a bit of a OTD, as they say. Cole is still lurking in these backlines, so they do actually missed. That's rough. Yeah, Cole is just gonna be able to get away here pretty much scot-free as does still have these mines available, so still could choose to go for it at any moment here. Midori falling a little bit low, gonna have to back up just a little bit here as they are dueling bad player. Mines from Cole come out, and Onside Lagoon is gonna bongo in response here. The Mine's doing a good job of breaking the shields and putting a lot of pressure on Color. Is on the flank here, does have the high unit available to them. Napboy also with this nano. Color is gonna find Cole, and now Onside Lagoon following up onto BJB. Seems like this Sombra swap is working well, as it just looks like Venatus Tempus are just dumpstering Illusion now.
Yeah, it seems like it, but even then, the payload is in such a position where they potentially only need to win one fight. And with 2 minutes remaining and a lot of ults coming online here, it can just be enough with what they have, but bad player. If this EMP is huge, that might just stop their engage right here.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough to find a good EMP onto Illusion here, and it's gonna have to be a defensive one because their comp isn't very mobile to follow up on an EMP. So yeah, the nano onto the monkey is gonna come out, but only at a risk to get zapped. Not the best nano monkey ever, as they're gonna be looking to go back in now again onto Onside Legion, dropping them very low. Good stick from Midori isn't gonna result in a kill, as Juicy Little Izzy is gonna come up big with that kill. A nice fire as well into the back, and gonna drop that on a amazing placement of that dynamite from Juicy Little Izzy, as they're gonna do a high tech on the high ground. As Midori gonna find bad player, nice kill onto bad player, and I completely missed that EMP. What happened with that?
I feel like there was a big EMP. It got the Valking Mercy, but Valking Mercy, it doesn't really reduce a lot of function that she has. She can still heal, she can still fly. It was just too late, and there wasn't people to follow up on it.
Yeah, that's maybe an EMP you'd want now when you're kind of going into this kind of dive comp. But bad player is finally going to swap this Ashe. Going to be trying to contest Juicy Little Izzy, but no mercy pocket here as the Flux is going to come out onto Cersei, dropping very low, but a good defensive nade from the Ana there on Lucerne. It's going to keep them alive. The Toxic now getting pressured a lot, but Unsightly Goon and Color going to team up there, get a nice little double kill as Unsightly Goon forced to retreat here. Cersei is going to get that res, so only a one-man disadvantage here. Now it's even with a nice kill from Midori here, pounding down Unsightly Goon. It's going to force Venatus Tempus to play a lot more safe here as they don't have their monkey. D.Va is pressuring out the Toxic here on the high ground, but with the Honor Pocket, it's kind of hard. Cole is going to get nanoed up here, does have this Primal available to them as Juiceful Izzy taking his high ground, gets a nice dynamite onto it, do a lot of damage onto Unsightly Goon as well. As it does seem like Illusion are finally going to be cracking the defense here. It does seem like they're going to be taking that fight there. Good eat from BJB as well as Unsightly Goon tries diving Juiceful Izzy, but not going to work out.
It might not even be a question whether Illusion finished the map or not. It's when. Are they gonna finish it now or are they gonna finish it in a minute?
Yeah, definitely. They have a minute and 40 here and so many ults here. They have 4 ults available. Bob is going to be so good in these, not overtime, just these clutch scenarios here. Cole also going to be an absolute nuisance with this Primal Rage, just batting the the break into a corner. Midori coming up with a kill. No support for Venatus Tempus here. It's not looking too hot for them. A nice little meaty there from Midori onto Color, going to take them down as Illusion are just absolutely rolling Junkertown here. What a performance.
What a performance indeed. They are performing really well. Just such a stark contrast to what they did on Nepal.
Yeah, they've definitely come alive here on that kind of dive comp with Juiceful Izzy on that Ash, which is so impactful. And Midori, just such a deadly DPS duo, just cleaning up those kills. Juiceful Izzy does the damage, then Midori and the Monkey just dive in and clean them up. Just very well played dive comps from both teams, really. And although Venatus Tempest did look good for a duration on that double shield, once they kind of had to swap off, once they got to third point with that high ground, it was just too tough, you know?
Mm. I kind of get what you're saying. Yeah, like when you see some of these swap offs coming in, and when you do see like the EMP being a little bit too late there. If that EMP had gone off a little bit earlier, could have been an entirely different map. They
Hmm.
could have, yeah, they could have just held them on second point, but it didn't happen. Wasn't necessarily what went through, and well, we see the consequences right now. But even though it's 2-1 in favor of Illusions the Solar, it isn't over yet. There's potentially still at least one map that's going to be played. At most, I think is 2-3, depending on if there's a draw or not. That, yeah.
Yeah, there could be a draw on in Anubis, so we'll have to see. I do believe, yeah, we will be going to Anubis next. It is going to be Chief also swapping out for Juicy Little Izzy on the side of Illusion Z Solar. So Juicy Little Izzy came out, played some Ash, popped off, going back to the bench now just to take a little break, take a well-earned nap time maybe as Chief did seem to play more of the Echo. So do you think we're going to see maybe an Echo double shield or maybe a return of double bubble on Anubis? I know that's very popular.
It is very popular in Anubis, and yeah, Echo in general, and some of these divier compositions, which you get to see, are very common on this map, and it's kind of what I expect to see. There is some of these high guns you can use, and Echo, Ball, Winston, D.Va just loves this. And if you can just keep the momentum that you've gained so far, if you're Illusion, you can just finish off today's match 3-1.
Yeah, I definitely agree. There is a very good opportunity here for them to finish off. They've looked good. I think they have the slight edge in the double bubble matchup, and just their double bubble just looks quite good, I would say. So we will have to see, I suppose. And it is gonna be Venatus Tempest in red, going to be attacking first, and Illusion the Solar on the defense, defending first, in that nice little blue color, shall we say. Nice little blue passport. But it is gonna be double bubble coming out here for both sides, it seems.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Double Bubble is the comp for the attacking team here necessarily. Like, you do have the Brig, which is gonna deny the Monkey going in when the defending team is gonna get that nano up. And if the defending team gets their way, they're probably gonna get it faster, because the defending team usually a little bit favored with this team comp.
Yeah, I do think it is gonna be a slightly defense favored. We're not gonna have a quick little pause here, not 100% sure as to why, as soon as I do have that reason. I will update you guys as so yeah, double bubble matchup is going to be a little bit defense favored, I would say, but it does seem like Illusion Z Solar are actually going to be running a Zen instead of a break. I feel like that's going to be a big problem though.
It is a little bit of a problem in the way it's a problem where you can sustain dives as much as the attacking side, but realistically, if you are the defending side, if you are in control of things, you should be able to like be the one sort of aggressor instead of the other way around, right? Like Monkey can just by default position in like some rooms far forward or something, where they don't need to use a leap to engage. They're already there. And if you wanna get to the point you have to walk through the monkey leaps back, and you do that over and over and over again. Eventually, you get Nano way before the enemy team, and you just have that extra Zen damage. It can work, but you just have to play it so incredibly well.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be a lot tougher for Sursune on that Zen to just kind of stay alive. And it's going to be tough, but I think it is definitely workable. But again, it is gonna be Venatus Tempest are actually running the monkey with the color tracer. So they are running a more aggressive style of double bubble. I think usually you would have a Kree there rather than that tracer. So it's gonna be more aggressive, and a tracer and monkey maybe playing a little bit, maybe instead of soft diving, it's gonna be like a medium dive, somewhere between a hard dive and a soft dive, nice little medium dive. And I think if they can isolate the backline of Sursune and Lucerne, they're just gonna get deleted because the lineup that Illusion are running literally does not have CC. You have Sleep Dart and that's it. So there's gonna be absolutely no control on Unsightly Goon or Color. There's nothing that they really need to be afraid of other than a high charge Zarya and a Discord ult, pretty much. So it's gonna be tough, I think, for Illusion to run that comp, and I think eventually I feel like I think Thurston is just gonna get picked and they're just gonna fall apart.
Well, we're gonna see how it's gonna go for them. It's gonna be up to Venatus Tempus to see if, okay, they don't have a brig. Should we just start diving in harder than we're supposed to? And if they are the ones in control, it's gonna be very rough to try to do anything.
Yeah, definitely not gonna make life easy as well, but they are gonna at the very least have Trance as a possible counter to Nano Monkey. That could be nice. The duration of Nano and the duration of Trance kind of link up nicely, except you're still gonna have to deal with the Primal afterwards, so still isn't even really the best counter to be honest. And then if you Trance or sorry, Unsightly Goon might just insta primal and just bat you away from your team die because trance healing's way off on second point at this point because you've just been juggled there by Unsightly Goon's amazing mechanical skills on that primaling monkey. So I think it's definitely going to be harder, as we've kind of just highlighted for the past minute. It's going to be a tough comp to run, but again, still winnable, still workable. And for the side of Illusion, or sorry, Venatus Tempest, since they have that break, as you highlighted at the very beginning, they're also going to have more brawl potential with that rally. So I think just overall, Venatus Tempest are going to have an edge.
I tend to agree with that, yeah. We did get a request to restart the map, so that's what we are going to go through with. It gives both teams a little bit of a like quote unquote buffer. Get their stuff together, get ready again because maybe everyone wouldn't have been ready. Everyone wouldn't have been in the mood maybe to play. So at the request of the players, this should hopefully be quite a spicy round.
Yeah, to be honest, yeah, you gotta get in the mood to play some Overwatch. You gotta light some candles, draw the bath, soak your feet a little bit, maybe light the fire, get in a nice mood for it. So yeah, I mean, Illusion Z, they've had a little bit of extra time to kind of think about if they really want to run this Zen, and they're sticking to their guns. They still got Sursune on that Zen, so they're absolutely positive they think it can work here. So brave boys over there in the Illusion Z solar camp.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah, we're gonna see basically the same team comp for both teams because as far as I know, they did not get to see each other's team comps.
No, I think the pause came in just as it unlocked. So both the teams still going in dark here, and yeah, we're off here. We are gonna see echoes from both teams as well, and just a little bit of hellos as they kind of just beam each other down with these lasers.
But yeah, and Cole's positioning a little bit creative here. He don't necessarily go where they are, but the second lead does come in.
Yeah, and Slightly Goon gonna be pressuring a bit, gets that energy for BJB, and then jumps out. Napboy finding Midori though. That is a huge opener. Chief is gonna answer onto Napboy, however. So it is a bit of a 1-for-1, but the offense do have that respawn advantage here as Cole looking to reclaim some lost territory here. Gonna jump in and take that space since they know the Ana is down here. So not as much healing, not as much sustained. You can just kind of boss them around a bit.
Potentially, yeah, and it seems like it's the attacking team that's struggling to get in, kind of like I expected, but Zen and the rest of their team of Illusion are being pushed further and further back on the point here, and now they can't go any further back.
Yeah, they're slowly getting boxed in here as Unsightly Goon gonna set up camp on this high ground here, beaming Chief down a little bit. Lucen does already have this nano though, so if I'm not Venatus Tempus, sorry, if I'm Illusion Z, I would be wanting to go in pretty damn soon here with those ults, but Cole is gonna get found. No nano is gonna be applied. That is very, very rough. You could still nano the Zarya here maybe if you just want to brawl this point. Certainly also getting close to that trance, but Napboy now has this nano online and they're just gonna go instantly with that nano onto Cersei. Completely just gets dissolved in a second now. And now Luther next on the chopping block hits that anti. Is gonna get bubbled up, but not gonna stay alive. Nano onto Midori, in fact. It doesn't look like it's gonna be able to get much done though. Midori is gonna find Hijack a good bubble to keep bad player in it here. That's very, very good. Color gonna find Midori. Primal pop for Cole as well. So the losing team here really just investing a lot of ults here. Illusion, they want to fight this, but it's not looking like they can. BJB is going to find one. Cole finds another, so maybe it is still workable here. 2-for-2 trade here. Cersei is back, but Zen isn't really the best stall hero as now. Chief also investing that rally, not the rally, sorry, the duplicate. Unsightly Goon is going to get swept up. Rally pop from Hijack. But again, I feel like the more ults you use, the more ults you want to use because you've invested, but in the end, it's just not going to work, and Venatus Tempus gonna be taking point 1.
I feel like Venatus Tempus won a lot more than just the point. If you look at the ults, they won out in the ultimate advantage too here. Even though Cersei does have Trant, they have such a good combo coming in here. With 4 ults, might just be enough for them to take it in less than a minute.
Yeah, they could grab, duplicate, and then double pulse bomb the grab. That could be kind of sick. You could even just insecure the tanks through that trance. It is going to be Unsightly Goon popping the Primal to get us started in this fight. Dropping very low, but a good anti is going to completely negate that trance. Forget what I said about the duplicate double pulse bomb. All you need is Napboy and a good throwing arm, and you've already secured a trance. Counter here is Venatus Tempus looks set to just absolutely snowball on Anubis. A possible 3 minutes 30 on the time bank here, but the stall is going to come in now from Illusion Z Solar here, as they're going to find a couple of good amount of damage here as Chief goes into the backline, but no kills as of yet. Lucerne going to get found here, so no healing either. Lucio is still on point as the Pulsman goes in, not going to find any kills, and it is going to be, no, not yet. Cole is going to be contesting for just a moment longer here. It's going to have this Primal, but the Primal isn't really going to make it too much of a difference here as Chief also getting found in a 3-minute time bank for Venatus Tempus.
Yeah, not quite 3 minutes 30 seconds, but hey, 3 minutes and 8 seconds? Still very respectable time bank.
Yeah, very good with that kind of snowball factor there. They knew that Illusion really banked on being able to hold first point with the amount of ults they invested, but alas, 'twas not to be. And I would almost say that Cersei Zen was pretty much a non-factor. We didn't really see any huge kills onto the monkey because of the Discord. We didn't see any 5 head volleys come in, taking people down. And then even the trance gets countered. So I again not a huge fan of that Zen pick, and I don't think it did Illusion any favors.
I do not believe so, no. We see a bit of a more standard brig here on attack. And we actually even see a Sombra coming in here. Not sure if that's the pick they want when Echo is... what am I saying? When Tracers can potentially just do so much.
Yeah, I think Tracer's is gonna be so much like better, especially because a big part of Double Bubble is Color and Midori kind of dueling each other. The Tracer duel is so important because it keeps both Tracers occupied. Whichever Tracer wins that duel pretty much gets free reign on the enemy's backline. So if you don't have a Tracer to duel their Tracer, again, Color pretty much just has free reign. They only really need to worry about Cersei, and that's it. They can't get burst damage from the enemy Tracer. They're not gonna get chased down by the enemy Tracer. And it's just going to give Color so much space to work with, so I don't love the Somp pick here.
Yeah, I don't know if I love it either, but Unsightly Goon seeming to get a bit caught out here, gets out to safety.
Yeah. Bad Player does open us up with Lucen and Slightly Goon as well, getting a kill apiece for Dory. Just going to get Sticky Bombed to death, and that's a very decisive first fight from Venatus Tempus here already. Had Gibbon a bit of ult charge on Bad Player who started 42% on their ult as well. Midori hacking up that mini health pack could maybe deny somebody some healing and maybe sort of a spanner in Venatus Tempus.
Definitely gonna have to see about that, but the attacking team seem to be taking their time. Cole just taking these really short engagements like you want, but they are potentially just taking too much time. It's almost been a minute and we're nowhere near EMP yet, which is not really what you want to see.
Yeah, they're not really near any. It's really Lucen is farming up this this nano, because of the amount of damage that Cole has just been taking constantly. Bad Player does get hacked up, and that is the window that Illusion were waiting for, but Toxic answers onto BJB. No bubbles available now, a good boot, but Cole with the nano now going in onto the Zarya, taking a lot of damage, but it's going to get antied up, forced to back away just for a moment now. The Ana getting pressured out as there's so many kills pouring in for Venatus Tempest, as the defense is just going to hold strong.
Defense definitely gonna hold strong, and we are 70% to EMP though, so if they do take their time and not just blow their ults that they gained, if Cold can just blow their primal instantly here, they might have some good ultimate combos they can use here. But that defending team has so many ults, yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Grav is still available for Spatok, so there can be an excellent defensive ult just to stop any engage. There is gonna be an early nano here onto Unsightly Goon, so they want to take the fight to them, not even give them a chance to use that EMP. There is a Grav, not gonna find anything though. Midori is falling very low, but they're gonna find Unsightly Goon, so that's looking good now. But again, there's just not enough people alive, as Venatus Tempest are just so good at finding all these kills with Color on this Tracer.
Definitely, yeah, and Color did find Midori there, so not gonna be able to enter through there unfortunately, and during that time, Unsightly Goon is gonna be able to rejoin the fight.
Yeah, Midori is looking to go for this EMP now. Does look like they're gonna have a good spot here. Does catch 3 with that EMP. Unsightly Goon instantly evaporated, but it's a 2-for-1 trade initially here. So still not what you want here. If you're Illusion, and now Natboy finding Midori, Bad Player with that Monkey Primals, going absolutely bananas here. Gets the double kill, and Venatus Tempest holding strong despite the EMP and the Primal. That is very, very good for them.
It's very good for them indeed, but they still have a lot more ults to use potentially here. We do see the more expected swap to Tracer here, and with some ults still left in their time bank, they're gonna have to blow most of them now because they do not have time for another fight. You either win this now or you force a potential map 5.
Yes, but Toxic just used their Grav, already 88% on another one. That is absolutely huge. And Slightly Goon going in early now with that Primal is going to be batting around the backline, but a Nano Cole now does find Natboy, so it's the best chance here that Illusion have gotten so far. They're getting very even trades here, but Bad Player again just finding the double kills. Now the grab from BJB, how can you even be expecting that? The tank line is going to get a kill each for Illusion though, so still very winnable here as the respawns are coming in. Chief does still have this duplicate. Cole just now coming out of the Primal. They are going to get 1 tick, so with this respawn advantage, it's looking good now for Illusion. The break's going to get pressured out, but the rally comes in just in time, keeping them alive for now. Chief does still have this duplicate whenever they choose to use it here, as it is a bit of a 5v6 now on this point here. Chief does still have this duplicate, gonna throw it onto the Monkey. A big stick from Midori. That is just what they needed, especially with Bad Player finding the kill onto Lucen, as it looks like Illusion at the 11th hour could be taking it. All that stands between them is a few staggers here. Unsightly Goon is down. Now it's the Toxic trickles on, finds 1 kill, but finally Illusion taking point one.
That pulse power is absolutely huge there from Midor or Midori. Ah, God, okay. I can't read names anymore. I'm sorry.
The
Um,
vision's going, man. The vision's going.
yeah, the vision is going, the back hair is growing, the white hairs are coming in. It's rough,
Oh no,
but
I'm getting
that pulse
old.
bomb was absolutely huge, and that's exactly what they need here.
Yeah, Midori finally going over to that Tracer, but speaking of pulls from their color, gonna open it up onto Certainty, and losing someone that early, that's just kind of, yeah, bad player again. Just finding so much value on this Echo. It's honestly insane how much impact they've had.
Yeah, just so much damage coming in, and even after that very good fight for Venatus Tempus here, they still have a few ults under their belt. Beat can potentially counteract some of them, but can't counteract all of them.
Yeah, exactly. Here they is. Toxic could be on their way to the grab this fight as well if it kind of drags on. Unsightly Goon with that Primal available as well as Bad Player. Also having that duplicate available here. The dive is going to come in. Midori does have this post bomb here. Gonna be looking for this break. Not quite gonna commit it just yet. Eventually throws it out. Not gonna find much, but the kills are just pouring in for Venatus Tempest. The fight essentially just all but over because of the respawn advantage that the defenders have. You need to get to point without losing a player almost if you even want to have a chance.
Oh, this is very rough. We actually see a stagger here. If you've exclusively played scrims, you don't see this too often, but a lot of teams in this tournament were staggering out the diva because it can just buy you 20 seconds, and it's against scrim code usually. But this isn't scrims anymore. This is this is what you've scrimmed for. This is what you've practiced for.
Yeah, this is the big leagues. We don't cater to anybody in the big leagues. You know, you either stagger or you get staggered. There is no in between. You know, it's the dog eat dog world out here. We are going to see a Reaper swap for Chief now, but the amount of ticks for this side of Venatus Tempest is honestly a little bit overwhelming. They have 5 at the moment, so it's going to be very tough and early. Nano out for Napboy. The beat and response from Sursune here is going to be good to keep everybody alive for a moment. Lucen now gonna drop in that Coalesce and doing a lot of healing here. The sustain for Illusion is good, but is it good enough here as now the Primal Frontside Lagoon gonna get hacked up, but staying alive for now. The 5 ults of Venatus Tempest have been expanded and no kills, so not looking too hard if you're them. Now BJB opening up onto Toxic. Bad Player does find the answer time and time again, finding Cersei. Very nice play from the Echo. Now Insight Lagoon following up, Color getting another. Cole is going to find Hijack, but the respawn advantage is just so overwhelming on a map like Anubis. Venatus Tempest looking to clean it up here. Overtime is going to be initiated, but there isn't much Cersei they can really do, and Venatus Tempest is going to tie things up 2-2 and take us to a map 5.
We are going to a map 5 indeed, and contrary to what the actual, well, announcing thing said, the names are still swapped, so yeah.
SMH. Computers. You can't trust them, boys. You can't trust them, but that was a
Yeah.
pretty action-packed map, and man, Ad Player, can you do more, man? Can you do more? What a superstar on Anubis, just finding so much value.
Indeed, finding a lot of value. Um, I'm not really sure what to say about that one. Illusion seemed to struggle quite a bit when playing the Sombra. They swapped to the Tracer, they won the fight that they needed to, then they swapped back to the then they just swap back to the Sombra. I'm not sure if that's necessarily what they should have done there. If you know it works, if it gets you the value that you need, why not just stick with it? Is my question.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of Midori on that. Sombra, I do think Midori is a very good tracer, and I think without Midori on the tracer, Color just had too much free space, did so much damage. Bad player was just so good at capitalizing off it and just completely destroying them. Midori did get a few nice kind of initiation hacks, which almost allowed the door to be opened for Illusion. I believe it is how they ended up taking the point, a nice initiation hack onto somebody and then a good follow-up dive. But apart from those, like the EMPs didn't get a huge amount of value. The neutral game of Sombra is obviously pretty weak. You just lack so much damage. And so yeah, I just wasn't a huge fan of it. Just the general comps that Lucian were running, like the adaptations, running Cersei on Zen, running Midori on Sombra. Like I appreciate the effort, but There's a reason that there's a default comp that you run. It's typically going to be the best.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. Like, you usually practice one team comp, then if shit hits the fan, it doesn't really go as you expect. If some things don't necessarily work out um as you need it to, you swap it off. But if it works, why make these swaps? Why adapt on something that works? You know, it's even a common saying, if oh god, my mind is going. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And
Exactly.
I feel like that's the mentality they should be having.
Yeah, I do believe we will be going through a quick 2-minute break, I think, just while players relax a little bit, because we are going to map 5 now. I believe it's going to be Oasis, so a very, very high intensity match, so don't go anywhere. A quick 2-minute break, and then I believe we will be back.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Still me, still Dabdon. and we actually get to see a best of 5 series, and it's just best of 5. Okay, the first team that gets 3, it's gonna be a 3-0, yada yada. It's actually going to 5 maps, it would seem.
Yeah, we're going the whole 9 yards to the whole 9 yards. Venatus Tempus as well, still without a win, so definitely gonna be fiending for that one. Illusion Z Solar have gotten one win, so they're definitely gonna want a second there to kind of propel them into the kind of mid-table place where it seems like they belong, to be honest. Both these teams playing very well and just showing a lot of individual and team skill. Going into Oasis though, what are you thinking of seeing?
Well, Oasis, like a lot of other control maps, you can see a lot of different and interesting stuff. But specifically here on this Oasis map, which I cannot give you the name of because I
City
do.
Center.
Yeah, okay, City Center, yeah, because I do not spend all of my free time memorizing names of maps, which maybe I should as a color caster, but this time it did not happen. We actually yeah, I was thinking a bit of a swap here, but double bubble coming in from both sides here. And we even see a sim TP coming in from color, so they get the point faster.
Yeah, Color probably going to be swapping over to Tracer after the TP, and we have had a little bit of a swap again, so the names are correct this time. Illusion Z Solar in red and Venatus Tempest in the blue. So yeah, as you said there, both teams actually going to be TPing out just to get there a little bit faster because time really matters in these kind of matchups. And double bubble mirror from both teams. Who do you think has gotten the better of this comp in the past?
Well, in the past it's been Illusion, but it is Tempus that did get to the high ground first, so they're probably just gonna keep holding it.
Yeah, and Color is going to open up onto Loose, and they're a very nice initiating kill. Bad player coming under a lot of pressure is going to get found here. As Hijack kind of bouncing around the elevator here, not going to commit. Point is going to unlock here. Cole dropping down early here. Color pressuring a lot, as well as Unsightly Goon now on the high ground, taking a lot of damage. He's going to have to back up just a little bit. Chief finding Hijack off screen, and that's a massive kill to be picking up here. Is Lucerne still walking back from spawn, so Illusion Z just going to cap the point and walk away a little bit. Unsightly Goon going in pretty deep here. He's going to get found as Natboy is going to get pressured, not able to heal while this Tracer is just bugging them constantly like a little mosquito. And now it's Chief actually who's popping off now. The echo of the enemy team as it is going to settle down here with Illusion taking first point.
Yeah, even though Ventus Tempus were the ones who TP'd out, they got there first, but they couldn't quite fight Illusion Z Solar, who got to point and got to the high ground first. They won the fight, and the percentage keeps ticking.
Yeah, the percentage, it ain't gonna stop for nobody here. Natboy already does have this nano, however, a big advantage over Lucer. And Midori does have this pulse bomb, and historically they've been an absolute menace with this high-grade explosive. It's gonna go in, not gonna find anything. Does force out the bubble, so nicely played from them now. Unsightly Goon gonna get nanoed in, finds that kill. Has Primal available, and Lucerne is next on the chopping block, dropping very, very low. Another very good defensive bubble from the Zarya, but it doesn't seem to be enough as Bad Player is going to find Chief, and Lucerne is still alive. Somehow survives that on 1 HP now as Cole now going to go in. Doesn't have this Primal available. Unsightly Goon going to pop theirs now as Bad Player is going to find Lucerne. Cole also finding Color. Hijack again finding Cole. The kill feed is all over the place at the moment as Bad Player doing so much damage to this Tracer on the point. Gonna get slapped up now. Nice sleep from Lucerne as eventually Venatus Tempest is going to flip it.
Yeah, they do get so over, and they didn't even need to use any of their major ults. I do believe Nano was used there early in the fight, and that's about it, but Bad Player falling early.
Yeah, Bad Player kind of maybe forgot they weren't playing far edge. Just kind of drifts into the enemies and dies. As a good grab is now going to come in here, coupled with that pulse bomb, looking good. Gonna find two. Grab from BJB as well, not going to find anything. You're going to want that back, but unfortunately there are no take backsies in the Spectral League here. As Circensei now is going to find Natboy here. Color is going to answer with another trade, but Venatus Tempest holding strong. There's a lot of ults invested from Illusion.
Yeah, a lot of ults invested from both sides, and of course, if you match the ults that the enemy team use and you win out, that's so good, because you're gonna win out. You're gonna get more ult charge because you are the team that wins. You get to clean up all the health bars and get all the healing in the end.
Yeah, it is going to be on Saliguna again, engaging into that backline here. A duplicate now from bad player onto the monkey, so a double monkey dive for Venatus Tempus, doing so much damage as Lucerne doing some elevator shenanigans, not going to keep him alive for long enough here as BJB now under a lot of scrutiny here from bad player on this monkey as Midori is going to find Napboy, so a 2-for-1 trade now with BJB falling as well, and Side Lagoon dropping very low, but has his power to bail them out. Napboy also has his nano available to them whenever they choose to drop it out here. Color gonna get packed up, and it's 80% and counting for Venatus Tempest here.
Yeah, that's not really what you want if you're Illusion. You don't really want to match the ult from enemy team. You want to save your ults and use them all in one go, because it's 81% for God's sake. You only need to win one fight. Get 6 ults, use them in one go, and win.
Yeah, sadly they didn't take the Yurizi handbook of how to win, so they only have Midori's Pulse Bomb available to them here, as there is a Nano Monkey available early here onto Unsightly Goon. Color does have their Pulse Bomb, isn't going to throw it out just yet. Midori going to whiff theirs. BJB is going to open onto Bad Player, and that's a huge kill because of the form that Bad Player has been performing at, I suppose. Color, still with his Pulse Bomb available, isn't going to choose to throw it out just yet. Chief now going for a bit of a flank here, as they're going to be hounded down by Unsightly Goon. A good kill for them to find, and a very nice grab. Going to find 3. Color able to capitalize off it, still holding this Pulse Bomb, so maybe it just has sentimental value. What a sleep from Lucerne. We'll see if it actually matters in the end, as they're still not going to get on point, and nicely done from Venatus Tempest to take it pretty much like 81-0 and make that comeback.
Yeah, they weren't allowed to drop a single fight there, and they didn't. Very well played by them, matching ults exactly to the enemy team. The enemy team used 2 ults, we're also going to use 2 ults. The enemy team used 3 ults, we're also going to use 3 ults. That is how you usually want to play defending side, if you're not going for a dry fight. Like, maybe it's better if you don't ult and go next, but in this case, very well played by Venatus Tempus, or Venatu. However you pronounce that.
Listen, it's their fault for picking a Latin name for their team, okay? That is their own bad, but we are gonna see not a Brawl Mirror, we're actually gonna see a Pharmacy comp. That is very interesting, especially with a Dive Moira. This is a really wacky comp for Venatus Tempest, and it's already paying dividends. Lucerne, how do you even die there? That was an insane amount of damage from bad player, and their box into this room now. A very bad look here for Illusion, as they're down their back and they're just eating so much damage with pretty much no way to heal it back up. At the very least, it does mean Circumstance is going to be getting a lot of ult charge, but Midori answering, but with this sim falling, yeah, it does look like Illusion just want to give that point up early. Good CC now, and they're kind of not, they don't even want to back out here. They want to go back in. Hijack resing up Color here, as Unsightly Goon gets stuck down the well for a moment, but Little Timmy's eventually going to come out and kill Cole. Very nicely done from them. Bad player booping BJB off the map. Nice little kill for them, as they already have this ult online, and Venatus Tempest, very nice comp to just kind of beat that brawl.
Yeah, I feel like it's in every team's handbook that if you're gonna play Brawl or this kind of team composition where you're just ignoring the floor and just trying to win the ground battle, you gotta take these super fast fights and you gotta win them super fast. The last fight was anything but fast. There were so many respawns going on, so much time, and this is just what's gonna happen. Far's gonna get barrage in one fight, and it's gonna be over.
Yeah, bad player was just hiding above that choke there, just drops down, says waba, and just kills everybody with a very nice barrage. There's gonna be a res onto Napboy, so even the one pick they do get just gets completely counteracted.
But Chief does swap off from the sim. They're not necessarily doing a lot, since the enemy team doesn't necessarily have a lot of barriers. But a Diva Bomb here.
Yeah, early Diva Bomb isn't going to find anything. Lamp is going to counteract that quite nicely. Sheaf is going to miss their flashbang, but no matter. They're going to find that kill regardless, as Cole finds Spadoxic. Bad player is going to get one more. Shadow not connecting onto anything, or never mind, they just get Slightly Goon. So a good kill to secure her, as bad player is left scratching their head, wondering where the hell did my team go?
Yeah, not necessarily, but it seems like they heard what I said. They took this very fast fight. They used the ults that they need, they didn't stagger it out longer than they needed to. And guess what? Pharah didn't just absolutely melt. It's almost as if the Urizi handbook of winning fight works.
It's 100% tested and real, boys. Everybody go pick yours up from your local Amazon. Here is the window. It's going to come out early, but bad player is going to get found early. Bad player also, sorry, going to find Lucerne early here. Going to boop another member of the illusion off the map. Finding another bad player, killing 3 in this fight and having the barrage online. Do it. Solo barrage the baby. Sadly, the Dab Book of Winning isn't quite getting read by bad player just yet.
I wouldn't necessarily call it the dab book of winning, it's more of that dab book of BMing the enemy team, which sometimes is just as good as winning.
The mental battle, man. The mental battle. It's all that matters. Bad player is in a very similar spot. Gonna go for this barrage play again. Not gonna be able to fund anything. A good beat from Circonsay, followed up by the flashbang. Very nice kill from BJB to take that far out early, as Circonsay gonna be punching Color down, as it does look like Illusion are gonna be winning another quick, decisive fight. So another good win from them, as it is gonna be 99 to 38. So Venatus Tempus still only need one more fight, and they've taken the entire game.
Potentially, yeah, and you do technically have the time. It's 40, almost 50%, which means you have almost a minute to charge your ults, and you have very fast charging ults for the most part. So you do have time to just take a quick dry fight if you need to, or just poke out, because the defending team can't do anything against you necessarily.
Yeah, I definitely think poke is a way to go here. There's going to be an early high noon from Chief just to slow everything down. Give them time to build up the ults they want, or maybe look for a Maywall here. A lot of damage coming out onto Chief, but they're going to be topped up now by Lucerne. Lucerne does have this ult available on them. The Diva Bomb is going to force out Lamp early, so this Diva Bomb... Oh! The pulse bomb could be huge, but gets found out by Chief. That is a big disadvantage, and now it's 80% for Illusion here. They are going to find Cold. It's a very big kill, but Lucerne trading out, nothing to deny the res, and without a Reinhardt, this is looking bad, but the aggressive Diva Bomb could find a Mercy. Not quite able to, and Slightly Goon falling again. That's a little bit puzzling. Not quite sure how that happened. Color gonna come back with a very nice kill. This is do or die now for Illusion. This is absolutely huge, and they're shutting down bad player. There's absolutely massive here. Chief holding this high noon, zoning them off the point, but they need to get touch. They need to get it on, but it's not looking good enough here. And Slightly Goon getting stuck down the well again. Little Timmy not gonna be fast enough this time, and Illusion keeping their heads above water here.
The Chief high noon twice in that fight, if I'm not mistaken. He used it at the start and he used it at the end.
That's just the Chief diff right there, the Chief diff.
The Chief diff, yeah, I like that. But, so I guess it wasn't close enough that we went to map 5. It's map 5, 1-1, all down to the single point, quite frankly. Not quite single fight territory yet, but I'm gonna guess, based on how close it was, I'd not be surprised if this round goes to 99-99.
Yeah, 99-99 with 5 minutes overtime, just because both teams really don't want me to have a voice for this evening. They don't want me to have any fun, so we're gonna have to see how this is gonna work out. Now, we are gonna see a double bubble into the dive comp with Pharmacy or Ventus Tempus, so they're gonna be back onto their kind of default pick, I suppose. Which comp do you favor here?
Well, the Pharah can potentially do a lot with Chief if he play, or I'm sorry, if they play their cards right, can potentially do a lot to shut down this Pharah. But it seems like it's gonna go the opposite way.
Yeah, Chief already opening up, and instantly Cole is just 1 HP trying to dive in. No bubble for BJB, not looking too hot for them, as they're just eating rockets to the face here. Unsightly Goon dropping very low, and Hijack is gonna fall, so it does look like Illusion want to turn this now. BJB did not fall despite dropping very, very low. Napboy uses their fade, as bad player is going to get a nice environmental kill, but Midori pounding down Tracer. That's a good start here, as Midori also does have this Pokemon available very early to them. Isn't quite sure who to invest it onto though, as there is only really stall here for Venatus Tempest as they slowly just get withered away. They have capped the point though, so a nifty little 29% for Venatus Tempest.
Nifty, definitely one way to put it, and something else that's very nifty about them holding defense here is setting up this Ana and setting up this Brig. Ana and Brig on the side are just so hard to move, so unless Unsightly Goon gets a godly boop and gets both of them off the map, it's gonna be very rough to try to push into them.
Not godly, Urazy. It's gonna have to be a very nifty boop. That's what's gonna have to be. Yeah, it's very nifty. We're gonna see Unsightly Goon kind of mess up their engage, as we see a Nano Monkey from Cole dropped very low, very early, but has his Primal as a get out of jail free card and is just cleaving down Hijack. They're gonna get that kill, and bad player gonna just get absolutely demolished by Cole and BJB here. Cole doing so much in this fight, just pretty much taking a tour of this map, just hopping around everywhere like a little rabbit here, as they are gonna be going on to Napboy now in the backline, forcing them out as Illusion Z Solar holding strong.
They are holding strong, but it seems like Venatus Tempus did read my book of how to win fights. I look over to their side and I see basically 6 ults ready to go.
Yeah, Urazi's Book of How to Win, very comprehensive. It just says, click Q, lol. That is the entire book. It's just one page, big bold letters, click Q, lol. So yeah, we're gonna see a Pulse Bomb now coming out early onto Cole, dropped him very low, but he's gonna get healed up very early. A good Deeper Bomb, maybe a little bit too high, not gonna find too much as the Toxic is gonna get that remake. Rally popped for Sensei as Chief also duplicated the Mercy there. Probably a bit of a misclick, but we'll have to see as Hijack is gonna get that res off now. Deeper Bomb is going in, not gonna find much. It's the only people off the points, but Toxic is gonna get desuited as it's still 86% and counting for Illusion here. So Venatus, they need to turn this fight. They need to do it now or they're just done. The game is over. And with Unsightly Goon falling, it's looking like the latter here is, unless Color can pull out a nice little 6k, the Nano Monkey looks sure to just secure this for Illusion, or even hounding down the Tracer. What a nice little bounce there from Cole as Illusion in the dire few seconds. They look like they're going to touch it. Unsightly Goon gets booped away as Spatoxic does touch from the backlines as Unsightly Goon just getting battered away by Cole on the opposite end as Spatoxic falls. It's not looking too hot, and Illusion taking the game 3-2. What a series.
Yeah, not quite the 99 to 99 we expected, but still. 5 maps, last map, the last round to decide it all. It's very exciting stuff.
It is. It's very nifty stuff, as they might say.
Very nifty.
Where I come from, very nifty stuff. But what a series, man! The DPS of both teams just going back and forth. I don't think a single person from either team didn't have a pop-off moment. Like both these teams were so evenly matched and just played out of their minds.
I think playing out of their minds is a very good way to put it, but I also think the way they played was also very nifty indeed. They delivered where they needed to, and Illusion Z Solar got a little bit of a slow start, but in the end, they delivered where they needed to. They won in the end, and for the most part, that's all that matters. But they did it working very hard. Not quite a role as some of our other casted games sometimes are.
Yeah, they tried some unorthodox comps, and I think that did cost them quite a bit from time to time. But in the end, Illusion are going to get their second win on the board, and Venatus denied that one win. So they're going to be going 0-2 in our standings at the moment. So Venatus, despite playing well, sadly, there are no consolation prizes. You either play the best or you don't get the map win pretty much. But yeah, Illusion just looking very strong indeed. I definitely think they could be a top team in the league from what I've seen anyways. They're definitely playing very strong. And as well, they can play a good variation of comps. We saw some double bubble, we saw some brawl, we even saw some dive coming out from them. So just looking very strong in a number of different comps.
Yeah, a lot of different characters, a lot of different team composition, and they showed that they can basically play most of it.
Yeah, exactly. I think adaptation is just very important for just high ranked teams like this of kind of 3.9 average. You kind of need to be able to adapt and just kind of change on the fly, and I think Illusion were just a little bit better at that. So yeah, I do believe that just about wraps it up. I don't think we're getting an interview. I don't think. We may have to
Um,
go to a no. Okay, we're not going to be getting an interview. So I do believe we're just done. GG's to both teams. A very exciting match, and although my throat may not have appreciated it, I sure did. I appreciated it. It was a very entertaining map, and both teams played incredibly well.
yeah, I'm very happy I didn't miss out on it, and hopefully you guys at home enjoyed watching it as much as we enjoyed casting it.
Yeah, so GG's to both teams. Thank you to Urazi. Thank you to Little Joe for production. Thank you to Illusion Z Solar putting on a show. Thank you to Venatus Tempus for also participating in said show. And I'd say that just wraps it up from us. So stick around for matches tomorrow at 20 CET and 21 CEST. So action-packed day for you guys tomorrow. So don't forget to tune in for those. And thank you to everybody. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the games.